Welcome to our U.S. briefing show. Today, we're diving into some exciting international stories. First up, Poland's newly elected president, Karol Nawrocki, is making his first big trip to Washington, aiming to strengthen security and military ties with the U.S. It's a crucial move as Poland relies heavily on U.S. support on NATO's eastern flank, especially with ongoing regional tensions. Despite some internal political conflicts back home, Nawrocki is projecting strength and seeking continued backing for regional stability. Next, we have a fascinating diplomatic scoop. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has made a surprise visit to China after more than 6 years, traveling with his daughter and top officials. This visit, marked by heavy security, signals ongoing regional diplomacy ahead of China's World War II military parade. It's a sign that North Korea is actively engaging with China amid ongoing nuclear and regional discussions, making this a significant moment in East Asian geopolitics. Finally, let's get artsy. Artist Ralph Zeman has spent over 5 years and used 35 million beads to transform a Soviet MiG-21 jet into a powerful piece of art. His work reflects South Africa's history of violence and militarization, turning weapons into symbols of reflection and hope. This project not only raises awareness about violence but also helps preserve traditional beadworking skills and supports young artisans. It's a beautiful reminder that art can tell stories and foster healing. Please continue to watch for more detailed updates on these stories and more. Stay tuned to U.S. Briefing. The South China Morning Post vividly captures the recent high-stakes diplomacy between China and Russia, emphasizing President Xi Jinping's reaffirmation of their resilient partnership amid a turbulent geopolitical landscape. Xi's declaration that China and Russia have withstood the test of international upheavals and will continue to bolster each other highlights their strategic alliance in defiance of Western pressure, especially from the United States. This show of solidarity comes as both nations navigate complex global tensions, with Xi's comments serving as a powerful message of mutual support in the face of mounting external challenges. Meanwhile, the report also delves into China's assertive efforts to expand influence through economic initiatives, such as pushing for the creation of a Eurasian Development Bank aimed at reducing reliance on the US dollar, and hints at advanced hypersonic missile variants showcased during Beijing's Victory Day parade, signaling China's focus on military modernization and technological prowess. The South China Morning Post further explores China's confrontational stance against Western narratives surrounding World War II, as Chinese scholars call for a truthful recounting of the war's history to counter what they describe as Western historical nihilism. This effort underscores China's desire to shape historical memory and reinforce its national identity amid ongoing disputes over historical interpretation. Additionally, the article highlights China's strategic moves in the shipping industry, where companies are pivoting towards regional markets and reducing U.S. port exposure to mitigate risks associated with new U.S. port fees. This industry shift reflects China's broader goal of safeguarding its economic interests and maintaining resilience against external pressures. The report also touches on China's technological ambitions, with innovative projects like a space-friendly washing machine designed to operate with minimal water, exemplifying China's commitment to advancing space technology and sustainable development. In a broader geopolitical context, the South China Morning Post reports on China's efforts to bolster its military capabilities, hinting at the possible display of hypersonic missile variants during the upcoming military parade. The coverage underscores China's focus on military modernization, signaling its readiness to project power and defend its interests amid escalating tensions with the West. The article also notes the strategic importance of China-Russia relations, with Xi Jinping's remarks emphasizing their unwavering partnership despite global uncertainties. By fostering close ties and expanding economic and military cooperation, China aims to reinforce its position as a global power capable of challenging Western dominance and shaping the international order to its advantage. CNN reports on Ralph Zeman, a South African-born artist whose life experiences with guns have profoundly shaped his artistic vision. Having encountered firearms multiple times from a young age, Zeman became passionately anti-gun and dedicated over a decade to transforming symbols of violence into powerful art pieces. His series, Weapons of Mass Production, features intricate beadwork on military artifacts, culminating in an awe-inspiring 51-foot-long jet covered with approximately 35 million beads. This masterpiece, created over 5 years with the help of skilled artisans from WWII communities, not only elevates beadwork to fine art but also serves as a poignant commentary on the proliferation of weapons and the legacy of violence in South Africa. Zeman's work aims to preserve traditional crafts, support artisans' livelihoods during the pandemic, and fund educational initiatives for their children, turning symbols of war into messages of hope and peace. The Associated Press details Anna Wintour's strategic leadership transition at Vogue, where she has appointed Chloe Mal as her successor to oversee the U.S. edition. Wintour, a towering figure in fashion since 1988, will retain her role as Chief Content Officer and Global Editorial Director, focusing on nurturing the next generation of editors while Mal takes charge of daily operations. Mal, with her background as Vogue's social editor and her familial ties to actor Candice Bergen and director Louis Mal, is known for her sharp political views and modern approach to fashion journalism. This shift reflects Vogue's evolution from a traditional society magazine to a dynamic cultural platform under Wintour's visionary leadership, emphasizing storytelling, pop culture integration, and high-profile events like the Met Gala. The change also aligns with broader industry trends, as Condé Nast streamlines editorial roles across its global brands, positioning Vogue for continued influence in the digital age. The Associated Press also covers Vladimir Putin's recent statements on the Ukraine conflict, highlighting a complex diplomatic landscape. Putin claimed that the Trump administration is listening to Russia's justifications for its invasion of Ukraine and that Moscow and Washington have reached a mutual understanding, a stark contrast to the strained relations under Biden. During a visit to China, Putin expressed optimism about potential progress in peace negotiations, even as he reiterated Russia's firm stance against Ukraine's NATO membership and clarified that Russia is open to working with Ukraine on issues like the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, provided conditions are favorable. His remarks come amid high-profile summits with Chinese and Indian leaders, underscoring Russia's strategic maneuvers on the global stage while Western nations threaten sanctions and seek to pressure Moscow into ending its military campaign. Despite diplomatic overtures, Western leaders remain skeptical of Russia's intentions, emphasizing that the conflict's resolution remains uncertain. South China Morning Post reports that Chinese President Xi Jinping has called for stronger solidarity among China, Russia, and Mongolia during their first trilateral summit in 3 years. Xi emphasized the importance of deepening energy and financial cooperation, advocating for enhanced cross-border infrastructure and energy projects, and promoting the international use of the renminbi to counterbalance U.S. dollar dominance. While China and Russia have strengthened their economic and security ties amid Western pressure, Mongolia has been pursuing a third neighbor foreign policy by diversifying its alliances with the US, Japan, South Korea, and the EU. Mongolia's strategic mineral wealth, highlighted by a 2023 memorandum with the US on critical minerals, has increased its geopolitical importance, especially in the context of the ongoing US-China rivalry over rare earths and technology. The leaders discussed major projects like the China-Mongolia-Russia Economic Corridor, part of Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, though progress has been slow, especially after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Mongolia's decision to omit the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline in its 2028 plan suggests a cautious approach, yet a binding agreement was signed between Gazprom and China's CNPC to build the pipeline through Mongolia, potentially allowing Russia to export gas while supporting China's energy needs. The summit also included commemorations of World War II and reaffirmed Mongolia's commitment to maintaining strong diplomatic ties with China and Russia, with leaders emphasizing mutual trust and shared history. Yahoo US discusses the approaching peak of hurricane season with potential impacts from Tropical Storm Gabrielle. As the Atlantic hurricane season reaches its height, meteorologists are closely monitoring Gabrielle's development, which could bring heavy rains, strong winds, and flooding to affected regions. The storm's trajectory remains uncertain, but authorities are preparing for possible disruptions and advising residents in vulnerable areas to stay alert. The season's intensity underscores the importance of preparedness, with officials urging communities to review safety plans and stay informed through official updates. As Gabrielle's path unfolds, the focus remains on minimizing risks and ensuring timely responses to protect lives and property during this critical period of hurricane activity. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.